over the last couple of years, you've experienced a lot of growth in your game. What do you credit that to, and how do you feel like the last 2 years you've seen your game take that next step?
I think for me, it's just about preparing like all these years, like I was going to be playing 35 plus minutes a game. So I've been preparing the same way since I've gotten into the NBA. And when I got the opportunity, my preparation just met that. And, everything just kind of went well for me. Everything I had worked on became a key part of what the team needed. And it was just a blessing, honestly. It was a blessing. And system just fit, my play style fit, and I was able to finally get the opportunity. And I just tried to run with it.
Right. In the last couple of years under Luke Walton, you have gotten that opportunity. You've played, heavy minutes. You've emerged as a starting center this past season. When did that moment kind of click for you with the Kings? You obviously end up signing there as a free agent. What was it in free agency? Was it a year into your first season? What moment where it clicked? Like, I can be that guy. I can be that starter.
I think it was actually like 4 games into the season when Luke made the change. He said I think it was a game before we played against like Denver, and I had a really, really good game. And he was like, "We're gonna start you. I like the energy you play with. We're gonna start you and see what we can get from there." And ever since then, it's just been clicking. I've been the starter there for the last 2 years, and it's just been a good moment. Good moment for me in my career, and looking forward on building on it.
When you came to the Kings to now, where has the perception gone, in Sacramento? Obviously, this past year, you guys are competing for a playoff berth. Do you feel a perception change since when you first signed with Sacramento?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I feel like when I first got there, people were just kind of excited. The Kings, bringing new names, fresh faces in, what I'm saying? That's been the goal, to make the playoffs in Sacramento for the last 14, 15 years, so that's always been the goal. But I think the difference between last year and this year, the fans, they were expecting it. They were expecting it. And that's something that we came into camp, we wanted to do. And, unfortunately, the season didn't go how we wanted it. But, that's the goal. That's the goal, to make the playoffs and to make noise in the playoffs, not just get there, but to make noise and do something in the playoffs.
In a lot of ways, you're the ultimate basketball success story, right? You went 4 years in college. You signed a 4-year deal coming out of college and as a second-round pick with Philadelphia. What was that like in Philly? You get drafted, sign that 4-year deal, and you're playing behind Joel Embiid, Jahlil Okafor, Nerlens Noel. What was that like playing behind those 3 guys?
Oh man, it was a grind every day in practice. That's part of the reason why I'm so tough now. Having to compete for minutes in Philly early. Understanding that nothing's given in this league. Being behind talents like that, like you just named. These guys I watched. When they was in college on TV and things like that. So I'm eager to get on the court to try to prove myself against them. That's always been my attitude. I want to go against the best of the best, and show that I'm one of them. So I thought, to get that opportunity early in my career to go at guys like this, just starting off, I felt like that was a great opportunity for me. And I got a lot better really, really quick, in Philly.
When you look back, starting up in Philly, if I had told you back then that you and Joel would be the 2 starting centers for your respective teams, what would you have told me?
Oh, man, I would have believed you. I would have believed you, honestly. I felt like when I came into the league, competing against these guys every day, these were starting centers to me. Like Joel, you see he's an MVP candidate. Jalil's a starting center. Nerlens was a starting center. These were starting centers to me. So I feel like I'm competing against them every day off the rip. This is what I'm going to be. I'm going to continue to get better. I'm going to continue to get to that level because I'm facing it every day. So I always felt like I had the potential to get to the starting level in the NBA. And I'm looking to go beyond that now.
In a lot of ways, you're a traditional, ideal 5, right? You can defend, rebound, block shots, rim run. Where do you feel like your game fits in free agency, and also how excited are you to enter free agency?
For very excited, very excited. Never really been in a position like this before. Heard about it from former teammates, other guys, So I'm definitely excited about being in this position. And I honestly think I could fit anywhere. The way I play, my play style, what I bring, any team is going to need that, especially playoff teams. That's something that's going to be sought after. So I feel like my play style can fit anywhere. And as I continue to get better and continue to adjust, like I said, I'm nowhere near my peak. It's just going to continue to get better and continue to fit better.
What kind of advice did you get, and what are you going to rely on here in free agency?
I think the biggest piece of advice that I received, and it's really simple, but it actually resonated with me. It's just do what's best for you and your family. You know what I'm saying? Like the people around me, I have a son, you know, a 6-year-old son, you know, where I go next is going to be a big implication on him. You know, my parents, they work with me, my brothers work with me. So it's really a decision that's not only affected me, but affecting everybody's livelihood around me. So I'm making sure I don't take any of those decisions or any of those people's lives, you know, for granted. That I'm, you know, really trying to make sure I make a decision that's best not only for me but for them as well. So I think that's the main thing. Just making sure I put myself in a good position to, you know, continue to flourish as well as my family.